Oh, it is your friend, Japanese Taira-san. Please enjoy this game, sensei. Arigatou gozaimasu.
I don't want to get too political in this, right? I don't care one way or the other if you're like vote Democrat or Republican or whatever.
I'm voting third party.
That works too.
The very Paul thing to do.
There is a clip of a Washington Post journalist asking the White House press secretary if the White House is planning on doing anything about or to try to stop an interview that Elon Musk had with Donald Trump. I thought that was absolutely insane. Insane that a Washington Post journalist, a member of the White House press secretary or press staff, was openly asking, hey, will you guys suppress these people's speech? We don't like it. We don't like what they're going to say. It's just going to be a whole bunch of
It's hypocritical
misinformation
for someone of the press to try and censor the press.
Like,
you know what I mean? Like, that seems...
It blows my mind that we're at that point in this country.
Really? You're surprised?
That it's just so blatant. I'm not surprised that it happens. I know it happens. It happens on both sides.
But I mean, look what we've been leading up to for the past several years. Like, oh, I'm offended. That's hate speech. Blah, 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 blah.
Yeah.
Everybody changed their speech to fit my personal fucking whatever. No, it's bullshit. That's the civilization we're living in, and it's stupid.
It's only going to get worse.
Yeah, of course.
It really is.
Censorship of the media will be next, which we're already fucking halfway there. So let's keep going. Fuck it.
But there was that. And there was also Harris just now finally came out with a campaign policy. And it was word for word, carbon copy of a campaign policy from Trump like months ago. It was about not tipping or not charging tax on tips for like hospitality workers.
Amazing.
And people are like,
how about make
this
it
is
to
amazing.
where people don't have to rely on fucking tips to live? That would be great.
Tipping culture is, I hate, I don't understand why it's accepted, but it's whatever. If you want to give a tip, that's one thing, but to make it to where somebody has to rely on
servers
that
only make $2 an hour.
Yeah, that's stupid. That's just stupid.
True.
But
it's like those poor souls. Let me give them a penny farthing so they don't starve this week.
God, the worst jobs in the world, the worst jobs that we have potentially that are air conditioned. I'll say that. And we're like, we'll give you $2 an hour just to cover taxes.
That off.
But
I don't know. Yeah, I don't care about I don't believe any political stuff is real, so I just like everything is going to get worse.
It's all just made up.
Yeah,
it's all made up.
It's all rigged.
It really is.
We're
I just wanted to bring that up because it was
one step
really
away from the worst political system. Like we're one. What was that Kevin Bacon thing removed away from fascism? Yeah,
degrees of separation.
We're 1 degree of separation from fascism. Fascism, you only get the choice of one leader. Here we have 2 choices.
All right. So enough of the politics crap. We're gonna start with a good old Dubby strawberry banana canned drink.
Here we go. Amazing. Fucking
lovely.
Oh, my skin's crawling.
That's actually pretty damn good.
We're not sponsored, are we?
Oh, shut up, Gene.
Okay.
Who's Gene?
And so far, no aftertaste. So, yeah.
Okay. You say a cat?
That one's good.
No, my Roomba, his name is Gene from the show Bob's Burgers because he eats everything
That sucks.
and he is loud.
It's terrible. Rosie is right there.
What flavor was that again? W, what?
It
Banana
was,
what?
strawberry banana canned drink.
Strawberry
pretty
banana. All right.
And here's the mango orange cream canned drink.
This episode sucks.
Yeah, so far. It's terrible.
Ah, nope.
No on the cream?
Yep.
No cream for you?
No cream.
All right.
No cream. The strawberry
Yeah.
banana one is actually pretty good, though.
Amazing.
I probably wouldn't have tried that one, to be honest.
There, I've done it. I meant to do
Cool.
that last episode, like I promised the episode prior, but
Would you give Dubby the seal of approval?
The fish seal approval.
Strawberry banana, sure.
Are
I
we
still
even
hate we
sponsored
have
by
to-
these people?
pay shipping on it, but yeah, it's pretty good.
What'd you say, Paul?
Are we even sponsored or supported or anything? Like,
That's kind of what we were doing. We're sussing out if it was something we wanted to support or push.
okay, because I mean, we're pushing it now. Essentially, it's like, that's good.
I mean,
Like,
Frank could
you
have
know
just
what I
shit
mean?
all over it.
That's like
Yeah.
a free commercial, like that. That's
Yeah.
So,
All right.
what is
Cool,
the
man.
what is the promo code for them to get
It's
their
a kettle of fish.
discount? There you go. So,
Get 10% off. There you go. Cool.
there,
All right.
Dubby, buy it or don't.
the best ad ever. Fucking Raid Shadow Legends. Download it or don't. I don't care.
Oh, Raid Shadow Legends. Oh my god.
You
All
think
right,
we'll
so-
ever be such big like sellouts that we'll do a Raid Shadow Legends advertisement?
Not at all. No. Absolutely not.
Well,
I can't wait.
We'll be so big that they put our asses in the game.
Yeah, I hope so. Like Ronda Rousey, that'd be great.
Was Ronda Rousey in Raid
Yes.
Shadow
Yes,
Legends?
she was.
What?
Yes.
Oh.
She did a whole commercial where she kicked down like the fucking headquarters door and it was like, "Put me in the game." Yeah, that happened.
That's awesome.
Tyler would have a hammer as a weapon in the game.
Nice.
What the fuck are we talking about?
I don't know, man. I'm trying to make any kind of enjoyment out of what's happening right now.
Well, let's get into what you were asking about. You were talking
What
about
was I
earlier.
asking
You
about?
asked if there was a medical condition.
Well, I mean,
Mm.
he misspoke.
Where you always think you can unrealistically do better than people with years of training and experience.
Yeah, it's
And
called
like,
ego.
That's
Yeah.
not what I was
Question.
saying, just to be clear.
Delusionary ego. But that's not what Tyler was saying. No, but that's what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
Tyler was going on about how everybody before you is terrible.
Yeah, everybody thinks that way, right? Like if some guy's
Yeah.
coming in to fix a sink or something, he's going to look at it and be like, "Oh my god, what hack job did this fucking work?" Meanwhile, the guy before him came in to install the sink and went, "Man, whoever installed these pipes is such a fucking idiot." Jesus, like that's the infinite cycle, really.
It's called new boyfriend syndrome. It's like, man, the guy who worked on these
So-
pipes last was awful at it.
I've seen the opposite though.
Really?
It's a little, well, it's obviously rare, but I have seen the opposite.
Man, I loved that manager that was here before me.
No, it's a case of like guys going into a crawl space, for instance, and he's admiring how they did the. it's
oh
like a
yeah, like the
pest
lining or
blanketing and stuff.
encapsulation.
He's like-
he,
He was so impressed by it, he had to record it. So
Nice.
I mean, that's
And it
really
looked
cool,
good.
and that's somebody
And
being
then-
honest as well.
somebody else would post about, oh man, look at this guy's, wiring job. This is awesome.
do you think
So-
that like the opposite, like what Tyler's talking about, comes from like just a place of wanting to feel better about yourself? It's like, man, that guy sucked. I'm gonna do way
It's-
better. Like
I
it's
think
like
it's like a,
lifting your own ego.
it's like almost like a defense mechanism.
Hmm. Like a praying
putting
mantis.
someone else down will help your business out. Some places it's like in campaigning or something. You're going to try to put down the opponent just so you can get ahead. Not everybody does it, obviously. I mean, to me, the people who don't do it and do their jobs are more admirable. But
It's like, this used to be Mike's used cars. Now it's not because Mike sucks. Come down.
but occasionally, you get something that is shit, and you do want to complain about it because it's the reason you're there.
I feel like that's human nature to just complain to anyone willing to listen. Like at some level, everybody wants to complain about something that's bothering them.
You more than most.
Oh yeah, no, I am very vocal with it.
I was about to say, I try not to
hate the
complain
world.
like ever. I really try not to.
Yeah. See, me and Tyler.
I think it only harms you to complain, generally speaking.
I've made a conscious effort recently to not complain as much, and if I feel particularly down and out, I just avoid talking altogether.
I often have to remind those around me, like Felicity, for instance. It's like, if I'm complaining, it doesn't mean I'm necessarily having a bad time. It's just my brain is not holding those words back because there's too much going on upstairs already. So it's just blah, 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 falling out.
Word vomit.
Yeah. It's like, my feet are killing me, but it's like, I'm having a good time. No, I'm serious. Like,
I wish I could abduct you for 3 months, Paul, and put you through a mental boot camp. You'd come out like a warrior. You'd be incredible.
But and then sometimes I complain just because people piss me off. Like, you ran that red light, you fuck, and just complain about the whole policing system in this town.
Honestly, Tyler, after that 3 months, I think you'd be homicidal.
Well, it would be
Maybe.
certainly. I think worst case scenario, it would be the unstoppable force versus immovable object.
We probably why you're homicidal.
Fucking 3 months later, fucking just sitting on your couch, like, hey Tyler, you got any grapes? My mouth's really dry.
Yeah, at the end of the 3 months, they go, "How'd it go, Tyler?" And I go, "I'm getting back into drinking so hard."
You start talking to Rob's therapist, who's like totally swole now.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
From the binders.
From the binders. Yeah.
Titled Paul. There's no subtitle. It's just Paul.
I feel bad for your therapist. Is that why that meeting went on for so long the other day? You were like, I'll be right back. I've got a meeting with my therapist. And then it just went,
It was an hour.
I never saw you again that day.
I came back and you had disappeared.
I think I had to take a shit. I don't remember.
And with Paul's diet, shits take about 37 hours.
True. It's true.
And they're a battle.
Only at work, because I want to ride out the clock.
The thing that you mentioned, Tyler, about the professional setting, it quickly reminded me every year, around this time of year, the July and August, we get a new class of residents. And, they're all fresh out of med school. Their doctorate of medicine still is nice and crispy. Every one of them comes in and they're like, I know exactly what the fuck is going on. And it's the worst time ever to be on the receiving end of their bullshit orders.
Really?
It really is. It's terrible. Like, I get shocked Pikachu face real life so often when I tell them, hey, this shit that you ordered is like, wrong for XYZ reasons. And they're shocked because they're wrong. And they're also shocked because I'm telling them that they're wrong.
But I'm
then they know
doctor.
they're wrong. And it's like, I don't know. Especially in like my hospital, it is a teaching hospital. It is associated with a college of medicine. But it is also a level 1 trauma center. So we actually do see like the worst of the worst patients. And it's like, you can tell pretty quick when somebody is just not going to make it. Like if their ego is too big, the head's too big, and they can't take constructive criticism. They're they move on fairly quick. But like these 2 months is very, very trying. Like, there's so much stress.
Yeah, basically.
when you mentioned it, that's what reminded me of that. It also reminded me because I mentioned the personal side or social side as well as professional. It reminded me of like going over for D&D sessions with Frank. Now, every time I go to play D&D with somebody, I'm comparing that DM to Frank. And
Sorry, not sorry.
that's a hard standard, man. I don't think, Paul, you ever played with Frank, but
you guys always think I did, but I never did. Nobody ever invited me
Nope,
to
you never
anything
did.
outside of work, honestly.
it was
Well, by
Nobody
the time
likes
exceptional.
by the time we started playing, I don't think you were at GameStop at that time.
I might have moved to Pennsylvania.
Oh, you were in Pennsylvania. That's right.
Yeah.
Uh,
Nope, nobody ever. Tyler actually was the only one to ask me to hang out outside of work. That was the only person.
Was that true?
Yeah, it's very true.
oh, yeah, I guess so.
I remember, Rob,
the-
you remember we used to go to Mellow Mushroom and get tanked on the fucking Scooby snack drinks? Remember that shit?
I did forget about that, but I do vividly remember going over to your house, you eating the sim tray from my Vita and just like spitting it across the kitchen floor for some reason.
What the fuck?
That rocks. Just the ultimate disrespect. Fuck your Vita tray.
The only
That was also the first place I
other-
ever smoked a hookah, and that was awesome. Guys, I have to say, there's been some issues to come up in my life that I'm kind of proud of how I'm handling it, but also hate how I'm handling it.
Okay, hit us.
Hmm.
What's going on?
Like it's all right. Growing up, my mom and dad were always like, "You should think before you speak," kind of shit. And I was like, "All right, cool." I feel like I've gotten better at that.
Not me.
But not surprised at all.
Yay.
But I've been trying to evaluate, like, if I bring this up, what's really the outcome? Like, what is it going to be beneficial? Typically, it's something that's like an argument or whatever.
That's a good thing to bring up, yeah. Or a good way to think.
Like, so, trying to think of a situation that's similar but not exact. So,
I can't do that.
let's just say, Paul does something that just like really pisses me off, right?
I can't. It's
But-
a hard hypothetical to engage with, but I'll try to do my best.
Right, exactly.
It's happened a few times already.
I don't think I remember any.
But let's say he's not wrong, and I'm not necessarily wrong. It's something that happened. It can't be undone, but it's something that kind of still like gets under my skin a little bit. Like I think about it, and I'm like, oh, that really pisses me
His
off.
wife became a zombie, and I had to kill her because he wasn't going to do it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But it's like taking that moment to thinking about that and just going like, okay, if I bring this up to Paul, if I say, hey man, you remember this thing you did 6 months ago or whatever really pissed me off?
6
Like-
months.
You remember
Or whatever.
killing my wife?
Yes,
It's
exactly.
the apocalypse, Robert. Not really, but go on.
Hey man, I can hold a grudge. I'm just saying. But it's like really thinking about it. Like, okay, if I bring this up, what will it accomplish?
No, man,
that-
you gotta have courage sometimes. You gotta just say what's on
It's
your
not
mind.
a question of having courage or not. It's
It's like you gotta
it really is a
communicate.
question of like, is this going to be a constructive conversation or not? Am I doing this just to be an asshole and making somebody feel bad?
Well, see, now that's different. But if you wanted to communicate with somebody like something that's genuinely bothering you, you don't want to live with the regret of not saying anything later.
So maybe this is going to get into something I wasn't expecting. So the thing is that like there's literally nothing that can be done. It had to deal with like an event that has passed and is not ever going to come back around again.
Right.
I feel like bringing it up will serve no purpose except making that
Closure.
person feel bad.
Oh, wow. That's why are you trying to make somebody feel bad?
Exactly. That's why I have it. But it's like, it's something that has been kind of like under my skin, something I've been trying to work on, something I'm kind of proud of, and also that I hate.
But
So-
I think like other
Oh, now
times.
you got to tell us.
Yeah. think it depends on the situation though, because like I said, like you also don't want to like hold stuff back from people to maintain like healthy relationships and communicate and everything. But if it's just meant to cause harm, then fucking
Yeah. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I don't see any.
If you're like,
gentlemen, really
you've
quick,
always been
really
a fat,
quick.
stupid bitch.
Pause
And,
this.
You know, like that.
Pause this, Frank. I would like you to read out my gift message for the podcast, please.
Oh,
Lord.
it is your friend, Japanese tiger-san. Please enjoy this game, sensei. Arigatou gozaimasu.
Amazing.
I bought Frank a game on Steam.
Yes. And that's going to be a fun one.
That's the cold open.
Yeah, hell yeah!
Amazing.
I support that. So, Rob, being somebody that used to be really aggro and would pick fights all the time and would argue all the time and would
Yeah, I
get into
remember.
heated discussions, and now, it's pretty hard to move me. The last time I got moved was my dad said something about how he beat me in an arm wrestle 2 years ago, and I was like, Dad, I'd snap you in half now. Let's do it. He actually got under my skin there, but. In general, very, very, very hard to bother now. Paul can do it sometimes too, but
Yay!
I try to think like, okay, if I bring this up, is there a chance that this person could change from it? But then I have to go, okay, is it worth that? Like, is it worth this person changing? Like, does it even matter? Would it even fucking change anything? Like. Yeah, I really almost never, ever, ever, like, there's nothing that anybody could say politically that I would engage with anymore. That's just, it doesn't happen. So at the office, like, they'll say whatever. I don't, it doesn't, nothing. Zero. I just don't
That's
care.
actually a really good point, too. Yeah.
Because it's not going to change anybody's
If your
mind.
added input adds zero to anything, then
Also, it helps being kind of a conspiracy guy, because, like, you try to tell somebody about how tap water might be fucking with their hormones or making them sick. And, you know, they'll slap you in the face, kick you in the balls and tell you to kill yourself. So that very quickly teaches you to just kind of hold your tongue. And if people care.
you can always just say something crazy when people start talking about politics too, though. It's like they're talking about Donald Trump with Kamala Harris, and they're like, "What's your opinion?" It's like, well, they're both lizard people, so it doesn't really matter.
Well, I think in general, it's the most important to be likable and to be liked in any kind of professional field. That's like the number one thing that will get you anywhere, is if people like you. So if
It's a damn shame.
somebody's like, if two coworkers they get tied up too at Wise, like, people really get into political stuff, and then they're like, what does Tyler think? Like, I don't know. I don't think he gives a shit at all. Tyler, do you care? No, I don't care. God, who cares?
That's good. Huh.
And then you buy everybody a birthday cake, and they love you forever.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, because everybody loves cake.
And typically, if
Science.
somebody's being an asshole, you don't have to engage with them. Most people, if you notice that somebody's an asshole, so does everybody else. So
See,
you can
that I can take away from that, because I've been holding my tongue in a lot of situations, because one, I'm on the lowest end rung of the ladder at work, so I have no place to say fucking anything.
yeah.
But like, there are times where like the sassy gay manager we have will go off the rails on people, like, because he's in a bad mood. Because, you know, gay guys, they get in a mood and then they start fucking taking it out on everyone. And that's not bigotry. That's just a true fact.
Well, Paul, that's
fact.
simply because they have the energy of a woman, which is very unstable and emotional.
So-
Go ahead.
But so like
Paul
he'll
are gonna
be
get
going
killed after
off
this
on
episode.
somebody. Oh yeah, and it's like I feel like I should say something like, "Whoa, come on, man!" But I also know that like I really shouldn't say anything, because one, it's not going to improve anything; it's going to make things worse, and two, that throws me in the line of fire, which I just kind of want to sit here and do my job and not be bothered with all this
Exactly.
dramatic bullshit that's going on. So, or like if a customer out front is going like just fucking ape shit on one of the reception people, and it's like I feel the need to step in because I used to be in management positions,
Right.
but now that I'm not, I'm like I should stay out of this because I'm going to make it worse. And so I can see that. Yeah.
That's the type of people I try to surround myself with too. At Wise, we use something called Slack, which is basically like work Discord. And if some big change gets rolled out or something that sucks. The most recent one I can think of is, hey, we're going to start. You guys are going to have to start taking phone calls on the weekends. So like phone calls on the weekends are possible now. And I went, okay, that's the way it is.
That sounds horrible.
Yeah, like complaining about that's not going to change.
Yeah, what am I going to do?
It's still going to happen.
Who cares? And I'm going to go,
I'd still complain about it, but I'd still do it.
But yeah, who cares though? That's the life.
Yeah.
That's the timeline you're in now, is that you got to do phone calls on the weekends. I go, okay.
That is something that I have also tried to, because I would be that person to react, to be like, this is fucking awful. This is terrible. Like I do that at work. An order comes across and I'm just like, this is fucking bullshit. It's like, but I'm there to do a job, and the job has said that this is the job I need to do.
Yeah.
Like I really do need to just take the time to breathe and
I'll always like annoyed complain about stuff, but I'll never like angry complain. Like it's like, man, that sucks. I don't want to have to do that, and I'm still going to do it because it's my job to do it. Like I'm like, all right, whatever. I'm not going to like half-ass it.
It will get easier over time. It's not like a night or day thing. It's just kind of like the amount of stuff that gets to you gets less and less and less over time. There was a phone call I had, I think 2 days ago, with some woman who was so fucking stupid. I don't know how she's alive. I'm being serious. I don't know how she didn't just walk in front of a semi at like 34. And most of the phone calls that I do on Wise, like my average phone call handling time is like 4 minutes. Get in. What's your issue? Got it. All right, we're out.
God, I wish.
And this woman that I was on the phone with her for 14 minutes, and I caught myself a couple times starting to get mad because I had already answered her question, or she wasn't understanding what I was saying, or she was taking so fucking long to get her sentence out. And I went, hey, it's not worth my emotional state changing. It's not worth my blood pressure going up. There's nothing I can do to change this woman. This is the hand I was dealt. It's all good. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
And I was able to kind of regulate and like bring myself back down. But like old Tyler would have been like, oh, I hate this stupid bitch. I want to shoot her in the head. But it's not worth it, man.
Well, dude, I can say with the experience, the older you get, the less fucks you have. I mean, it's just
that's true. Very true.
Shit just if it's not like hitting you in the face, it doesn't fucking matter.
That's what she said.
Really, I don't care at all.
Yeah, but when it's a ladder about to hit you in the face, then you get fired from GameStop. So, yay, personal problems.
Yeah, Frank, you've always kind of had a cool demeanor about you, I would say.
He is. Unless you were sitting on that damn ladder.
Or you took a pre-order item for Battlefield when he explicitly told you not to.
Yeah.
Jeez,
wait,
Tyler.
what?
Yeah, I remember there was one time I think it was Battlefield 3, and they sent us this box of fucking sick ass shit, dude. It was like name tags and pins and something else. Oh yeah, some other cool shit. And I remember I was working with Frank. This was piece of shit 18-year-old Tyler, okay? So you can't hold this against me. I also feel bad about it. But I was like, Frank, this shit rocks, dude. This is for us. And he's like, well, no. Like, I'm going to give it out at the midnight. And I went, why? We would love this shit. And he was like, because it'll drive up pre-orders and it's like a cool thing. And I went, yeah, but like we would all want this. And he was like, nah. We're just going to give it away at the midnight. And then like the next time I worked with, I think Paul and Rob, I went, guys, check it out. We got some pre-order shit.
Oh, I do remember that because I remember looking into the drawer going like, oh, this is actually really cool. These dog tags and shit.
So what's funny about
Frank
that,
got very mad at me for that.
I don't know if I remembered that. But what's funny is we did get, I'm not sure if it was Frank and Heather or just Heather or who all was involved in this. We
Heather
did
made
get
dog tags.
Custom dog tags.
I still have them.
With our name.
I've got them right here.
Our,
right next to me.
Yeah,
Heather,
I just pulled mine out of my lunchbox.
Heather made them for us.
Yeah, it had a gamer tag. Maybe it was for Battlefield 4.
Shaft linked as well on there, which I thought was weird.
That was probably one of the cooler gifts I've ever gotten as a manager.
Yeah, that's really nice.
You still have them?
I have it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that rocks. That's so cool. Yo, we should all wear them for the 100th.
For the 100? Oh man, my gamer tag back then was horrible. I don't like this. It's got X's in it. It's terrible.
I
what
would,
was your
I
thing? It
don't
was like
have it.
XX Chike 2014 or something.
Yeah, that's exactly right. XX, I hate all Jews.
He's Jewish.
Jew off.
He's
It's
Jewish.
Jew off.
Paul is Jewish.
Oh.
You can say that.
Yep. We gotta.
God.
Whoops. Sorry.
Nice, Paul. He's like, oh, I dropped my Skittles.
It's not my Skittles. I found all my little dog tags and stuff in there.
Hmm.
There's a bunch of stuff. Bunch of old pre-order bonuses and shit.
You would keep.
I thought I had.
box of
I thought I
I
had.
have, I have a box of fidget spinners that were never given away. They're still in my garage.
Oh, I guess I
It
can
was
have
for PES soccer.
Nice.
Oh, God.
fidget spinners for a soccer
For
game.
a soccer pre-order, it made no sense.
Well, you got to
but
be
it
a
was at the
retard to
height-
play a soccer game. You know what I'm saying?
it was at the height of fidget spinners. So
We're gonna disregard the fact that a soccer game is the most popular game title all the time,
It's
every
FIFA,
year.
right?
Yeah,
I thought Madden was more popular than FIFA.
no
FIFA
FIFA
is worldwide, my
outsells-
dog.
Hmm. Well, that's stupid.
Do you guys have a FIFA?
It's on that P3
P3.
P3.
or
I
the,
know,
or the
man.
Vista.
About that.
or the EBA.
Yeah,
For the EBA.
y'all got that Lenore for the P4?
Lenore,
Lenore.
Lenore.
That one
Oh
always
man, that
killed me.
Lenore was fire, man.
Wouldn't they say
Yeah.
GTA V as well or something?
Yes,
Yes.
GTA V.
Sometimes they wouldn't even say GTA or Grand at all. It would be like, y'all got that Theft Auto?
Mhm.
Theft Auto.
Man, that's fucking awesome.
Fucking hell, man.
We're
Yeah,
doing
no, probably.
My dude,
Yeah.
my favorite to this day was still the customers that would come in and walk up and earnestly ask you a question like, "Hey, which God of War did they put on the Xbox?" And you go, "Oh, none of them. It's a
Yeah.
Sony exclusive." And they go, "Nah, I've seen it on there." And they walk away and you
Yeah.
go, "Okay,
it.
good luck."
The fucking ladies that come in, they want like Mario Kart on Xbox or some
And
shit.
they're
Yeah.
convinced that you're lying to them.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they swear that
Yeah.
we're wrong, even though we're the ones that
Yeah.
work in the video game store.
It's like, ma'am, I only work here all the time.
It's one thing if it was an obscure title, right? I would freely admit, no, I didn't know that. But if I'm telling you, no, it's never been or ever will be on this console. It is a Nintendo licensed product.
And they go,
And you
"No,
yeah, it's like no, that's horse shit. You don't know what you're talking about. Okay.
that rocks." Getting
Why
insane
don't you- yeah.
over a video game.
Why don't you go ahead and step over onto this side of the counter then, and you do my job for me. I'll just collect the check.
Tyler, do you have a favorite Karen moment from working at GameStop?
The one that comes to my mind is when I was working in the mall up here, and we fall under Hillsborough County pawn law. You can leave that in. That's fine. I just realized that was like part of my address, but that's fine. And
Yeah,
so
all of Florida.
so anytime
does the pawn
anytime
law.
a trade had to be done, we had to get out a pawn shop form, and they had to fill it out, and we had
Right,
to
thumbprint.
we had to take their thumbprint and their ID and enter and all that shit, right?
Yep.
So
Oh shit!
he was trading
For
in
a
it.
50-cent trade in or something. God.
Yeah, he was trading
Every
in
trade in.
maybe $13 worth of games or whatever, and I was like, "Yeah, we got to do this and this." And he was with his son, by the way, too, and he started being a real dickhead about it. And I was like, "Hey, it's Hillsborough County pawn law. It's not us." And he's like, "Y'all need my shaft size too?" And I went, "All right, man, take your shit and get out." Fucking loser.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
Did you guys also have to take the picture too? Like the little camera from the computer?
I think a neighboring store had to, but I never had to take a picture of the person. No.
Oh no, we never did the person. We had to take a picture of all the trades.
Oh yes,
Like
yes,
yeah.
Oh.
yeah. We did. I would have to take the camera off the computer and angle it down. Fucking
Yeah.
clown job.
It was awful.
That's weird.
Had to do that for
Glad I did
every
not
single
do that.
trade.
Florida always has more rules.
Well, I will say this though: the one cool part about that is anytime we got a call and it was like, "Hey, something got stolen, and we believe it may have been traded in at your store." Oh yeah, come on up. They would come in. They would look at like everything that got traded in that day, and then they would like find it and then take the pawn form and go, "All right, thanks." And then they already had all the info on the person, so they go, "We're gonna go arrest that guy." It's like,
Yeah.
"Oh shit, have fun."
Well, that and there's also like a 2-week hold on trades and stuff like that. So it's like
Yeah,
no
yeah.
way that it'll get mixed into the the base inventory and nothing that'll affect our bottom line.
True.
So it was a lot. But
Yeah, it was
Frank,
very,
what about you?
very extensive.
What about me? What Karen
Do
moment?
you have a favorite Karen moment?
Well, not one that really stands out, but I do remember this one mom who stayed in her car and her kids come in to try to buy a mature rated title. I was like, I'm sorry, I can't sell you this game. So they had to go and bring her mom in. And she's like, anytime they want to buy a mature rated game, you could just sell it to them. I was like, no, ma'am, I cannot.
I remember that lady.
It's like, this is just so inconvenient. It's like, ma'am, it's my job. And unless you
How
want
about-
to pay for my house, I have to do this because I could be fired for selling a mature game to a kid. I don't care if you give your permission, you're out in the car. I need you to come in on camera and say yes. Plain and simple. She didn't do it after that. She was always, huffy and puffy
I
every
have a
time
good
she would
story.
come in.
I have a good story. Can I
But,
tell one more?
Yeah,
Sure.
go for it.
Go for it.
So this was when.
Story time.
Do you guys remember the Paul? You might have to help me out. The was it called the NES Mini?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The classic thing with like 20 loaded
Yeah.
games
Yeah.
on or whatever. Okay. So
Yep.
these were I don't remember if you could do pre-orders for them or whatever. It was the day of their
Yeah.
launch, right?
Mhm.
And I was at the mall and I worked with this little Republican woman named Megan. She fucking rocked, man. She was like 85 pounds, tiny. She's very pretty, very sweet, but she did not take any bullshit at all. And we had the gate down of the store, right? So like they could see in, they could see what we were doing. Like we're getting all the systems ready and stuff. And Megan goes out there and she's like scanning people's receipts for the pre-orders and stuff and like talking to them. And this one mom was like, hey, I want to get one for my son, which is right here with me. And I want to get one more for our daughter who's away in college. And Megan was like, ma'am, I'm sorry, we can't do that. They're limited to one per customer. And she was like, well, it's not one per customer. It's going to a totally different place. And she said, I know, but I would just have to believe you. And I can't do that. It's store policy. They have to be one per customer. And so the lady didn't say anything. Megan keeps going down the line, scanning. And then as she's coming back, the lady goes, I think it's fucking ridiculous that you won't sell me a second one. It's not like I'm trying to buy 5. And Megan goes, you can have one or you can have none. You let me know. And she didn't say shit. And Megan walked back in. And I heard that. I overheard it. I went, God, Megan, you fucking rule, dude.
That's amazing.
That's awesome.
That was such a
That's
good
awesome.
story.
Well, as like a private business, you have the right to refuse service to anyone. So
Yeah, she could just tell her to fuck off. It's so
yeah,
bullshit.
when I
The-
found out I
the
could do that at
ones-
Toys R Us, oh, fucking amazing.
Yeah, the ones that would make a big production out of not getting their way just made me want to make sure they didn't get their way.
Yeah, exactly. I don't understand why people take that route. Like, never once have I been like, you know what? I'm going to unleash all of my anger on this customer service rep or
I've never
this
done that
person
either.
behind. Like,
No, I can't imagine why anyone would want to.
it. Like, do you really think you're going to get the best possible service out of this person by belittling them?
Yeah, maybe if I
That's how
borrow
you get spit in your food.
Yeah. I will never understand it.
What's your Karen
terrible.
story, Rob?
The one that comes to mind for me is I screwed up a customer's the age old thing that everyone at GameStop does where
Put the
you
wrong
sell a
disc
game
in
and
the case.
you forget to put the disc in.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, you forgot to put it in.
And-
Yeah, we had to do that a couple times.
Yeah. And it wasn't that big.
Hey,
of a
everybody
deal,
did
but
it.
I was working with somebody. It might have been, I don't think it was either of you guys, but anyways, I clock out to get on my lunch. And as I'm walking out the door to go to Publix to get my box of liquid that Tyler liked to point out all the time, the customer came back in. and
Robert,
she's like,
gee,
hey,
I just can't seem to lose any weight. He's got fucking 185 ounces of sweet tea every day.
That he
It's a
drinks like
mystery.
a fucking 16-ounce water bottle.
Total mystery. Go
That's
ahead.
what
I'll
was
just
it,
give you some shit. Robert's
that
doing very
fucking
good. And I'm very
podcast.
proud of him.
Yeah,
Where you
no,
had like
I mean,
a-
it was always funny whenever you would point out the box of liquid. But anyway, it's like literally a half gallon of tea.
And there's
God.
that one guy with Brett Kreischer or whatever, he carries around like a gallon container of Kool-Aid.
Oh, the Kool-Aid. Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, in the morning,
Um,
like a
Yeah,
psychopath.
in the morning.
Yeah. So I go to leave And this customer's coming back. She's like, "Hey, you forgot to put the disc in." And I was like, "Oh, sorry." And there was a little bit of a line. This was like a Saturday. I don't remember if it was a holiday or whatever, but like 10, 15 people or whatever in the line. It was a pretty good
Labor
line.
Day.
Anyways, so I go behind the counter and I go to pull the disc because I already knew I had done it because the disc was like out. And as I'm doing that, probably, I don't know, mid 30s, early 40s, white lady, kind of tall and blonde, halfway, maybe 2/3 the way down the line.
Sounds
I was
very
like,
familiar.
"Excuse me, we were in line first."
Yeah, I remember this.
Yep, me too.
It was one of the few times where I was just enraged
Mhm.
to the 10th degree. I'm like, I'm on my break and
Yeah.
I'm helping this lady out
Yep.
because I
Yep.
screwed up.
No, we put her in her place after that.
Yeah.
Was I there? Because this sounds super familiar.
Yeah, I
It's
think it was
very
both
possible.
of us.
'Cause I
it was
think
the three
you-
of us working that
That was
day.
when we had that third monitor over there that wasn't really used for anything.
Yeah, and the ladder just leaned up against.
Yeah, and so some people thought that was a register, and it's like, no. That's-
Yeah. Oh,
okay.
God.
Yeah.
That
No, I
lady.
remember that.
That lady.
I'm sorry, Rob. I'm sorry you had to go through that.
I also did technical support for AT&T's like internet service for a long time, and I remember one guy having issues and not understanding what I was trying to tell him to the point where it made him so frustrated that he threw the phone against the wall. And of course, I
Jesus.
hear all the crashing and banging and all this stuff, and then I hear him yelling in the distance, "You see that, Robert? You made me break my phone."
That rocks.
That's pretty fun.
Yeah, those are the two moments for me.
That's cool, man.
Paul, what's yours?
I don't really have any. I mean,
Paul,
I'm
you
sh-
enrage people
I'm-
by default.
I have
know
no
you have a
doubt
story.
it's happened, but I don't think about it ever. So
'Cause Paul blacks out. In
I
a fit of
believe it.
rage.
I believe that. You and the way that you handle things like that,
yeah,
and the way Tyler has
Now, I
No,
did.
Paul's Karen moment was the DA from Dawson.
Oh yeah.
DA from Dawson.
But what were you gonna say
yeah,
about the
yeah.
the way I
Oh, fuck that guy. Fucking- so there are like moments like that, but it's not. I wouldn't consider them Karen moments. But it's like people that just irritate me, and I'm like having none of their shit.
Yeah.
But so there's like that guy. Fuck him. Whatever. And I threw away mine and Tyler's fucking subpoena.
Oh yeah,
Fucking
that
Tyler,
did
give me
rock.
that, and just balled it up. Fuck, threw it away in front of the guy. And
Yeah, and
when
you
I
know what?
worked-
Suddenly his little papers lost all their powers when Paul fucking trashed them, which was incredible.
Yeah, he fucking walked out.
Check this
Yeah,
out,
it was
bro.
great.
Throw it away.
It's the most badass moment of my entire life. It was great. Like,
Those papers
uh, when I worked at Toys R Us, there were these like teens, I guess. I don't know. They were fucking jumping up and knocking signage down that I just had my team fucking put up. And it was I fuming. I basically chased them out of the store with my clipboard in hand. I'm just like, get the
Nice.
fuck out of here. And they started making threats at me, and they were hanging out in the parking lot and talking shit in the parking lot and everything. So at the time, Toys R Us had to rely on mall security and stuff like that. So I had to like radio the mall security to come get these guys. I just watched them being escorted with fucking mall security, and I'm just waving from the window. Like,
Wow.
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 And you know, occasionally I would have inmates freak out in the prison. They would do stupid shit, or I'd be losing my mind. Like that one time, I threatened to throw a stapler at a guy because he was being racist.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a horrible headache because I quit soda cold turkey. So I'm sitting in my office rubbing my temples. And at some point I had picked up a stapler, and I don't even remember why I had done that. I know it was for paperwork, but I couldn't remember what. And this guy came in. He's like, yeah, Mr. Hara, I don't want to fucking deal with that lawyer that you gave me the information for yesterday because he's white, and I don't want a white lawyer. And I was like,
Talk about somebody
First of-
having trouble reading the room.
yeah. I was like, first of all, I don't have to do that for you at all. I don't have to go out of my way and look up lawyer information. Second of all, you know I'm white, yeah? And he just kept complaining, and I'm like banging the stapler against my forehead at this point, and I'm like, if you don't get the fuck out of my office right now, I'm going to toss this at you as hard as I can. Go. And so I've had little moments like that where I'm just like, people irritate me to the point of I'm going to murder someone. I've since calmed down a lot off of that. Like, I'll get the occasional phone call at where I work now where they start bitching and complaining. I just had one the other day. He was like, this is very last notice for telling us our vaccines are out of date. I don't know if we'll be able to, but we already bought the plane tickets, so we'll have to board him. And I'm like, well, sir, it's not our responsibility to make sure your pet is vaccinated.
Yeah.
We're just calling as a courtesy to remind you that it's gone out of date. That's up to you. Now, you can call this place or you can call this place and try to set up an appointment before the reservation. You got 3 days, and hopefully we'll see you then. It's just trying to shut them down. I'm just so blunt about it at this point that I'm just like, I don't care about being like super nice and convenient for everybody else. Like, oh, you poor thing. Well, let me take care of that for you. I'm like, no, it's your fault. You did this.
Yeah.
So
people don't want to take responsibility, man.
No, man.
For their own decisions. And
but
actions.
there's never been like a Karen moment where a customer comes in complaining so much that it's stuck in my brain, I guess.
Robert, I would like to suggest that we have a quick little 5-minute fitness addendum.
Okay.
Paul, you can
Fitness
leave the
addendum.
room or kill yourself or whatever you want to do.
Hey!
I just
Time to die! I'll break my own neck.
what? That actually sounded pretty good. Wow, his bones sounded a lot like a water bottle, as expected.
Paul with the Foley effect.
Yeah, the water bottle like inflating again after twisting it.
The
really
bone
doesn't
density of
sell.
like a lizard. So, Rob, what is your favorite? Oh, did I get Paul with that one?
Sorry, I was laughing while drinking water and it went up my nose and I choked. It went everywhere. God.
Rob, what is your go-to favorite exercise for chest? What's the one that you like the most that you're like, all right, I'm going to stick with this one? Because I'm trying a few different ones, and I think I'm going to loop all the way back around to incline dumbbell press. I think that's what I'm going to settle back on.
I really like the incline dumbbell press. I'm going to throw a little curveball in here.
Uh-oh.
I actually really like the machine, the one where you're sitting down, and I mean it's incline as well, but I feel like I get a better stretch on it because you don't have dumbbells that are in the way of the chest. And it gets you back really, really far.
It's at an incline? Are you sure? It's not like a flat press machine?
Yes, it is an incline.
Interesting. Is it plate loaded or is it got the little notches?
Plate
Plate loaded meaning do you have to pick up like a 45-pound plate and put it on the machine?
Oh, yeah, no. I mean, I'm sure they have plate loaded versions, but...
Interesting. So Planet Fitness has like a incline press machine that's just you take the little pin out and put it in the heavier weights.
Yeah. Let's see. I'm going to look it up and send it.
I do like a good incline press machine, man.
So it's honestly when I feel like I've been doing the dumbbell press and I'm just like stagnant. Yeah. I will hit this up a couple weeks and then go back to the dumbbell. And usually it feels better. Or I do have a little increase somewhere.
Because I tried, as soon as I started the bulk, I tried conventional bench. And it's going great. I'm going up every single time. But I just don't like it much. I don't like benching. Like I'm putting up like 150 for 6 and stuff. So like my numbers are pretty good. I know that by the end of the year I could hit 185. But I was like, do I really give that much of a fuck at all? I was like, I think I would care a lot more about how my chest looks. Versus going, yeah, I bench 185. Because nobody gives a shit until you bench 225 anyway, so.
Yeah.
So I was like, maybe I'll just ditch it and go back to
the machine.
dumbbells. Oh, let me see.
I worked out this morning.
Interesting.
What'd you do this morning?
I just went outside and kind of.
I love how you sound all depressed with it by saying you went
I was like, I went outside
was-
and ambled for 11 minutes.
Yeah,
And came back in.
I did some jumping jacks and lifted some dumbbells, and that was it. And
That'll work.
How did you lift
Defense.
the dumbbells? What did you do with them?
I curled, did some curls, and that's about it.
Meanwhile, I had
I'm
I'm
trying to just like move, man. Like I don't know. I'm not trying to. My shoulder still hurts. So I'm not trying to like overdo anything with my shoulder acting the fool.
That's right. All
So
right.
you like dumbbells. That makes sense. I think I'm going to go back to it. It's been months since I've done incline dumbbell press.
I
so
just
I'm
got
pro-
whatever's on my back porch. There's like a kettlebell back there and some other stuff, but
There you go. There's cats. You could lift cats.
I could. There was a point where I was like, what would you call it?
Gay.
Yeah, kind of. You know, like that thing when people like pick up the fucking tractor tire and flip it.
Oh, yeah.
I was kind of doing that with the couch for a little while.
You were just flipping
CrossFit?
Couch? What?
Well, I was
Think
just
about
kind of
CrossFit or
lifting it up off the like going down.
It's actually
lifting the
probably
couch
pretty good.
up
It's almost
and
like a
then over
deadlift.
my head,
Yeah.
and then deadlifting. Thank you.
Oh, but then you press it over your head?
Yeah, I push it up over my head and then bring it back
That's
down.
actually probably a pretty solid workout.
Probably.
I mean, when you don't have access to workout equipment or can't afford a gym, I mean, you just kind of use what's around.
That's fair.
But
Yeah.
once again, hurt my shoulder, so I'm trying to not go too far with things.
post hole digger,
Yeah,
chopping wood.
yeah. Oh man, I
Shoveling
would
dirt.
love to chop wood. Chopping wood is my favorite like outdoor activity.
Yeah, Rob, this machine rocks. This is like one of my favorite exercises too. It's really, really good.
Like when I was younger, I loved when my grandfather was like, "We need some wood chopped for the fireplace," and I'm like, "Oh fuck it, I got you, dog." He'd come out like 2 hours later, it'd be way too much cut, and he's like, "What the fuck am I supposed to do with all this?"
Burn it.
That's what I said. We're gonna burn it. I think I was more excited about burning it than I was.
Wow.
Either way, it got done.
All right.
Yay! Podcast achieved.
Podcast achieved. Yeah. I'm gonna-
So I think the
I'll be-
consensus is I need to have about 6 shots of vodka before we record so I can keep the energy up, okay?
Yeah, because you've been a Debbie. Downer
There's that,
today.
and we had a pretty good umbrella subject last time too. So I felt
Yeah.
like
The
and
vigilante
time
thing,
I
for
just
that
kind of
music.
threw some shit
Yeah.
out today, so you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, we didn't prep titles? Subjects too well.
You missed-
Brock.
I guess that is misspeaking. Just the wrong word entirely.
Yeah, you dyslexic motherfucker.
Frank, are you up for Scary Game?
Yeah, I could do
Clap,
it.
clap.
Scary game time.
Such
We
a
should be.
terrible
You should
name.
be streaming this on Twitch, so people after the podcast could be like, "Oh my god!"
That would
Well, I
actually
guess
be,
we're not.
dude, that would be hard
We're
as
not
fuck.
live, so
If we got
yeah.
that many listeners to where like we could be doing the podcast live from the website,
kettle of fish after hours,
And then, like,
it's just-
right
We
after the
can
live
do it
podcast.
on YouTube.
that would be sick. And then right after that, we jump over to Twitch and everybody follows. Dude, that'd be heat. Now all we have to do is be
stay right there on
likable.
YouTube.
join our Discord and follow us for more information.
You totally can join the Discord. That's
I
why there's a
mean,
public one.
They could always just, like follow our Discord and we just stream it through Discord
True.
like we already do.
All
But we
have
won't
to
get
do-
paid
All
through
we have to
Discord.
do is be likable. That's it. That's all we got to do.
That's it. Instead of being a bunch of,
Yeah.
racist, sexist,
Troglodytes.
yeah.
Dude, people listen for the racism. If I'm not being racist, nobody's gonna listen.
Troglodyte is going to be the episode title.
The Troglodyte is going to be the episode title. That's amazing.
Or like Japanese friend from Frank reading out the fucking game title. No, I guess that is
Japanese friend.
I guess
What about
Troglodyte.
Japanese
Japangu
Troglodyte?
No,
Yeah.
that's
Japanese
I
Troglodyte.
don't think you should.
Japangu Troglodyte.
Troglodyte.
Oh,
Troglodyte.
God.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Oh, yeah, I guess so, huh? I guess that's my job. Fine.
Well, you're terrible at reading cues.
I am. Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye, everybody.
Goodbye.
I'm not participating in any of that. I'm staying out of that.
The one that started it.
I'm not affiliated with any of that.
Sayonara.
Sayonara, everyone. Matane.
Oh, God.